Moving to a new country, hard. Getting pregnant right after, wild. But doing both at 40, let's talk. Honestly, it was a good surprise on our plan. We were getting used to the country, to the city, we know how to get around. We had almost everything figured out. We are doing fine on the end of our first winter. And then I'm pregnant at 40 in another country far from our relatives. Oh my. I didn't even know you would be considered a geriatric pregnancy. So in this video, I want to share with you how this journey went, how has the healthcare system been, and how am I feeling throughout all of this. So to start the story, I want to go back to Brazil and tell you something about the context. And I know it's a sensitive topic, especially if you've been through this and you don't want to hear about this now, no problem at all. If you don't want to hear about miscarriage, you can jump to this time of the video and the subject will be gone. But if you want to know how I went through this and it made a lot of difference in my story, you keep watching from here. So in the middle of our process, our immigration process, we lost two babies, and it was really, really hard. If you've been through this, you know what I'm saying. If you haven't been through this, and might think as I thought before, like, wow, at least it was in the womb. You didn't meet the baby and things like this. I know it's normal. I'm not judging, and it's hard. It's really hard when we go through this. So we were not sure if we would have more babies or not. We went through a lot of blood tests and DNA tests, a lot of tests, and everything came out normal. So we thought, okay, they are in heaven now. They are in a better place than us for sure. And that's it. Let's see what happens. And we didn't think about it anymore. We came to Canada, started over. We had a blast in our first year here, as I told in the other video. And then suddenly I start feeling different. And I know that you've been through it 5 times before. And I was like, oh no, I'm not pregnant again. No, no, total denial. And then I got the test, and yes, I am pregnant, very pregnant. I'm not saying it was a bad thing. We are happy, we are very happy. But there was some feelings that I didn't want to feel, of course. The worst part is not being far from relatives and everything I'm used to, but the worst part was having those losses reminding me it's possible. And it made me feel a lot of fear and anxiety. It was very hard in the beginning. I was happy, but I was really worried because everything we went through was really hard. So it came to a point I was like not enjoying very much the pregnancy, and didn't want to live like this. So I prayed a lot, and I remembered about a book from, I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'll write it here for you. And you know the author, and I'll leave the name of the book as well here. It was really helpful, not just for this moment, but for a lot of things. And I remember she's saying in the book, we have a choice over what we choose, over what we think. It's not out of our control. And this was what I could do because, as she says in the book, in God we are free to control our thoughts. And this is what I chose to do. Every time I thought, oh my, if what if this kid's not alive again, and oh, it's so hard. I'm stressed. I'm scared. What am I going to say to my kids? I thought, okay, if I have the option to wait for something, I will wait for life. I will wait with hope. I will wait for a good outcome. And I'm not saying this is the right way, this is the only way that you should do it, or anything like that. I'm not the owner of the truth. This is not the point where I'm saying this from, okay? I'm saying this with all the love I can, just really trying to share something that worked for me and eventually might help someone. This is really hard, a really hard situation. There's no right or wrong way to deal with it. So if you have been through this and eventually have another pregnancy, I really hope God carries you as He carried me through this, because it was really hard. So I'm not saying I'm the owner of the truth, okay? I'm just sharing my experience, hoping, really hoping that maybe it will help in some way, because it really worked for me. In the beginning, it was really hard, but things turn out easier, and I'll start. I'll continue from here. So those who have stopped will start from here. So here I was, not knowing where to go with my positive test pregnancy. What I did, I asked around. I have already have some Canadian friends, some friends from other countries that had babies here. So I asked around. The best hospital, because here we have two, uh, English hospital and a French hospital. And why did I choose the French hospital? Because people said it was better. Do I speak French? No. So I don't know what's going to happen, but as I told in the other video, I hate talking over the phone. I have a really hard time doing that, but it was the only option. So I simply called the hospital and said, well, I got a positive pregnancy test. What do I do now? And then right away, they scheduled my first appointment. It was like 1 month further. Very simple. They just asked my full name, my Medicare number, and I think it was that. And when the time came, I went to the hospital, and it was really different from everything I had before on prenatal appointments. I'm kind of frowning because of the sun, okay? I'm not saying it was a bad experience at the hospital. On the contrary, it was a very good experience. So when I got there, first it was not a doctor that talked to me, it was a nurse. And it's not like that where I come from. That's why I'm surprised. They gave me a pack of informative books about nursing, birth, the first 6 months, the introduction of food, a lot of things, and a lot of cards about vaccines, birth plan, a lot of things. I don't even remember everything because it was a lot of information. And the nurse went through all the information that concerns the first stages of pregnancy, of course, and she examined me. Then just after the doctor came, she talked to me, explained everything I should know about the first stages, and then she dropped the bomb. She said I was, because of my age, it was a it was considered geriatric pregnancy, and I was not ready to hear that word applied to me at 40, really. Even kind of laughed when she said, because really, 40, geriatric, but it's just a term, it's just a name. But it was kind of funny to hear that. And because of that, she said I would have to make different exams. One extra ultrasound, I think, and some DNA tests. Nothing too serious, but okay, it is the procedure. I don't worry. If I have to do, I'll do it. And right after that, thank God she talked to the doctor that makes the ultrasound, and she was around, and she had a little time to make an ultrasound and see if the baby was okay. And wow, I can even describe the happiness I felt when I saw the tiny heart beating there. The doctor was lovely. She even gave me a picture of the baby so I could bring home and show the kids that everything was fine. And right after the ultrasound, I did the blood work, right? Blood exams. And this was the first appointment. Then every month I went there, talked to the nurse, they measure, they hear the baby's heart, and it's very easy, very simple. They are lovely. Even it being a French hospital, I speak only in English with them, and they all talk to me normally. I really have zero complaints about hospital and healthcare. It's been a great experience here. For that extra ultrasound I had because of my geriatric pregnancy, I had to go to the other hospital, to Moncton Hospital, because they don't do it at the French one. So I went there, it was all good. The nurse was so sweet, and for my surprise, it's a nurse that does the exam, not a doctor, like where I come from. And she was lovely. She explained everything. She showed me the baby, and there I did the blood work for the DNA tests. It was so many tests, I don't even remember. And there I did the exam to know if it's a boy or a girl. And guess what? It's a girl. After 3 boys, it's a girl. I'm so happy. So from now on, I'm halfway, past halfway the pregnancy now. I have another ultrasound, I think 32 weeks. I don't I don't remember very well, sorry. But everything is running smoothly. I don't have any issues. All the tests came out okay. And now I don't really know what to expect because back in Brazil, I had 3 home births. I don't want to talk about it because it's a really polemic topic. I don't know, is that the word I should use here? A lot of people have strong opinions about it. I don't want to discuss that. I did what I did for a reason, with all the safety I could have. My kids are here, they are great. So I'm saying this because in some way, I don't know what to expect because it will be my first hospital birth. I don't know how things will go. I am a little scared, for sure. I am a little scared because I don't know what to expect. But from what I've been through until now, the doctors are nice, the nurses are nice. There, I don't have only one doctor that sees me every appointment. I get to know a lot of the doctors that work at the hospital, so I don't know who will be there when I go to the hospital to have the baby, but I think I'll know all of them by the time I give birth. And I can tell having a baby here is kind of different from my other ones because there's a lot of things we can have for babies here, and it's much more accessible. It's very good to have babies here. And I even found out you can make a baby registry. I didn't know that was the name before, but we can make a baby registry online at Amazon. So I will leave the link here if you want to see mine. If you are new here, like me, an immigrant, you can take a look and see the different things I found. And I put at the registry just for curiosity. And if you have any advice, because you guys gave me a lot of good advice on my other video. So if you have any advice for pregnancy, for delivery, how things go here, please share. Please share. I need those advices now. Especially because now I know how to dress for the winter. Okay, I learned how to dress my kids for the winter, but now I will have a little baby in the winter, and again I don't know how to prepare. So if you have advice, please tell me on the comments. And if there's something you want to share, you want to know, please leave in the comments too, okay? Thank you. See you in the next video.